YouTube. We are back with another video reacting to Shxtsngigs on the Flagrant podcast. Quick backstory. Shxtsngigs are a popular, well-known podcast in the UK. Well, I didn't know them until about a year ago. I was at work and one of my colleagues did mention them because she had spotted them in one of our office buildings. And so I didn't know who they were at the time. But right now, I do. So I'm going to be reacting to sort of the inaccurate comments and opinions that they have. And I'm going to really deep dive into why they might have such bad comments. So without further ado, before we start the video, please make sure you like, you subscribe to the channel so that we can push out this video to the many others who haven't seen it yet. Also, make sure you give me your thoughts in the comment section and I'll be more than welcome to read your feedback. All right. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it.
In American way.
Tell me how you pronounce it.
Here, I think it would be Fuhad.
No.
They're Fuhad.
Fuhad.
And what do you think Americans would pronounce it?
Yes. Yeah, like he put the Arab in it.
I have to be respectful, bro. I have to be respectful. It's my Igbo brother right here. You know what I mean?
I'm Yoruba, actually.
I knew he was Yoruba, dude.
He's like
50-50. No. It was three. What is it? It's Yoruba, Igbo, and then Hausa. Yeah. What's the one? Who are the smart ones?
I would say Yorubas.
Yoruba. And then who are like the conniving?
Right from here, right, you can already start sniffing how he's incorrect about stuff. If you really want to know who owns the economy or who runs businesses in Nigeria, they're mostly Igbos. They tend to save, they tend to do more trade stuff. To my knowledge from going to Nigeria, the Yorubas are more like the ruling class, so they get more into positions, so they're more into government stuff. But really, the Igbos are the ones that are into sort of businesses, day-to-day, agriculture, just day-to-day businesses, right? But it's not to say that there are no Yorubas who do business, but to say that what he just said is very inaccurate, right? So there's no balance. I don't think he's probably stepped foot in Nigeria, but it's interesting to know his opinion on this. So, well, let's carry on.
Once.
I can't speak on that.
I can't speak on that.
And then that's all you need to know.
That's right. Euroba's like, we're educated, we're going to school. The Hausa are the lazy ones.
According to you.
And then
what kind of response is that? What does he mean, according to you? Mate, you're meant to be Nigerian. You're meant to know who, you're meant to refute this comment. Like, is this how the whole podcast is going to go? And if that's the case, that is definitely not on, right? So you get asked if the Hausas are the lazy ones. You can't even say. And this is what I mean. I don't think he's spent enough time or he's been to Nigeria before. And again, I don't know any background about these guys. Again, like I said, I didn't know them until about a year ago. I'm just going based off of what he says. You can't be a Nigerian and you're saying Hausa people are lazy. They normally, knowing Muslims in any country, they normally tend to put in, and they're normally hardworking, dealing with agriculture in terms of like animal rearing. So he's meant to refute these comments. And so, number one, I don't understand how they can go onto this podcast and just laugh. And I understand that their vibe in the UK is sharing people's stories and just laugh. But this is insane. This is insane. But let's carry on.
and then wait, and then what was it?
And there's Igbo.
And then Igbo is what? They're the ones that are always, they got the scams. They're the greatest scammers in history.
According to you, bro.
There's no truth to this at all. What is the stereotype? We're just speaking about like stereotypes.
This guy just sat there and I was just saying, according to you, first of all, are there scammers in Nigeria? Yes. Are there predominantly some notorious ones? Yes. It's not just attributed to a tribe. That's number one. Number two, for majority of the population in Nigeria, they don't scam. It's just a tiny few minute droplet of a percentage that end up scamming, and they end up scamming successfully. To sit here and say, oh, like, according to your opinion, what does that even mean? Does this guy even have a position of standing where he sort of envisions one way where you ah like you have no view of the world, you don't understand what Nigeria is, you don't understand what your people are, you just gonna sit there and refute? God damn. Let's carry on.
I would say stereotypically Nigerians as a whole are scammers.
Can I tell
I
you?
wouldn't
This guy said Nigerians in the whole are scammers. That includes him. Right? I want you to really look at this and dissect what he said so far since the start of the show. And this has been about a minute, right? He's talked about his name, right? Fuhad, right? At least he kind of understands how to pronounce that name, all right? And that's his name. So everyone should expect to sort of understand how to pronounce their names. That's number one. Number two, he get asked about who are the smartest ones in Nigeria, right? To be smart, you got to be able to be productive, right? So if we have to go somewhere on percentages, if we go in the Nigerian economy, the people that run the economy in terms of businesses are mostly Igbos, to my knowledge, because they tend to be sort of in business, right? It doesn't mean Yorubas don't do it. Yorubas are more involved in government stuff, right? And so if I were to say also that Yorubas are more into government stuff, I think most Nigerians wouldn't, if you were in Nigeria and who live in Nigeria, they wouldn't argue with that, right? So he doesn't know anything about that. So he lets that run, right? No clarification, nothing, right? And then he get asked about Hausa being lazy, nothing being said, according to you. Either he doesn't know and he should just say it, or he knows and he should make his point clear, but he hasn't done anything, right? But this is what we have to deal with today. I don't know what's going on, but hey, let's carry on.
say
Can I tell you-
wouldn't like break it
I've
down.
said this
Yeah.
before.
Go
What
on.
my dad told me one time, and this was so like specific, I didn't even think it was racist. He goes, "Let me tell you the two people you don't do business with ever: Nigerians and Ismailis." He didn't say black people and Muslims. He said Nigerians
Ismaili.
and Ismail, which is like the smallest sect of Islam. He was like,
Okay.
"Never trust them as far as you can throw them." I was
Damn,
like,
bro.
"What's going on? This is so specific. I'm gonna choose to believe it."
Fair.
Why do Nigerians?
Guys, do you see how hypocritical that sounds? These two black men, I know about Fuhad, he's a Nigerian, and they are sat on a podcast doing business. But this Muslim guy sat there and just disrespected all Nigerians. And they've sat there, they've taken it. They've not said anything to stand back and push back against who Nigerians are. I feel like this is becoming a repetitive thing for people who do not identify with where they're from. They don't tend to protect what they have. And if those people are they're just going to sit there and laugh, do they understand the optics of what that means? I don't think they do. And they're just there laughing, taking punches or receiving punches with no pushback. This is insane. This Muslim guy is that he might have from the dad's point, but the point of going to podcast is to share your own point of view. Why are people just going on podcasts and just being passive? Does he even understand where he comes from? Does he even understand his people? And this is why sometimes I don't want to get a dig at most people who grew up in England and that are from Nigerian descent. it seems like they have a disconnect with who the real Nigerians or what Nigerians are, which, by the way, I'm not also taking the negative part out of it. But most people, you expect to push back, especially when it comes to your people, because whatever is being said to you. And now you go on this flagrant podcast and you got a Muslim there doing business with you and telling you that his dad said that. And you're just sat there saying nothing. God damn.
Have that reputation. Just a little scam shit.
I just thought they need money, man. They're the 6th populous country in the world, man. There's too many of them. There's way too many of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This guy's reasoning behind why people scam is because this is that narrative again. Africans are suffering. Yes, they are. Right? We agree. But this guy is also painting that narrative. They need money. Does that mean he's on that podcast because he needs money? I mean, there are 1 billion Chinese. There are 1 billion Indians, right? Do you think he would say that about Chinese Indians? That the reason why, if they were to scam, is because there are too many? This is insane. This is what I mean. But hey, let's carry on. This is what's happening now in today's world, where you get people that have big platforms and not, to be fair, in the last, I don't know, 1 minute, 45 seconds. Can you see the amount of times I've spoken? For 1 minute, 45 seconds, it's already 11 minutes. And I can already tell. What kind of reasoning is this? They need money. There's a lot of people in the world, even in the UK, that need money. What? Let's carry on.
There's not enough funds going around.
But does that same rep hit Britain as well or no?
Not as much as here. No one there as much as here, but I would say,
why do we have it?
I would say it's like attribute, because we're Nigerian. It's just it's gonna follow us.
We fall for the stats.
Yeah, facts. The UK are switched up. We're switched on.
Yeah.
We're acclimatized. We were scamming in the 90s.
Look at them. Look at this, guys. Look at it. Wait. Let me change this. Look at them. They haven't said anything positive about where they're from, their background, nothing. Everything has been negative. And I could understand, maybe they're driving for more views, but this is insane. Look at them, laughing with everyone else. This is almost like a fool or a slave with a master, and having a master beat you up, right? And you're laughing with the master the next day while he's beating you up. And you've got nothing to say. It's almost like you're blind. Look at them, laughing with everyone.
We fell for it. Yeah. So we're not like, they're bad people. We're taking advantage of us. Oh, that's a good ass point. Shit. Yo, here's a question. Are there black people in the UK that are just black people?
Meaning?
What kind of question is this? Are there black people in the UK that are just black people? What would they be if they're not black? If you're a black person, you're black. What kind of question is this?
Like, you're African, you're Nigerian. Everybody leads with the ethnicity.
You are nationalities.
So what? I probably guess because in the US, they have black Americans where they don't necessarily identify from where they're from, right? But they are black. It doesn't matter. So if you come to the UK and you see a black person, they are black. It don't matter. Now, whether they choose to identify with that ethnicity or not, they're still black. It doesn't change a thing.
Before you are a race.
Yeah.
Typically.
Like, in America, we got black people.
Yeah.
But you would never say I'm black first, right?
I mean,
you'd be like, I'm Nigerian.
No, I said black.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The subsectors is just among black people.
Yeah. Yes. Fact.
Yeah.
Oh, so the whites out there just see you as black. They're not like, oh, he's Nigerian, he's Jamaican, he's.
They are a bit, but like not on like first introduction.
Yeah.
Is this guy okay? Is this Andrew whatever? Is he okay? So if someone walks through the door, would you know they're Nigerian? Would you know they're Jamaican? Would you know they're, I don't know, Congolese? Like you just see a black person walking through the door. And so they will identify, just like if I see a white person, I don't know if he's Italian, Spanish, American, whatever. You just see a white person. And so that question doesn't need to be there. I feel like he's trying to trap, I don't know, but
What do they say?
No, first introduction is just black. It's just black.
Yeah.
Black is black.
They say what they see.
Yeah. But like,
He's black in it.
I think it's like, what is it? It's only recently in the last few years because before, if you don't mind me saying this is true, it never used to be cool to be African in the UK.
This is facts.
This is
by the way.
facts.
Yeah.
In the like
I
early
agree with
2000s.
And now
When we're
with
in
the
school, yeah,
Afro beats and shit,
Yeah, exactly.
fire.
Yeah.
Popular
I feel like-
as fuck to be African now.
So wait, who were the coolest blacks before?
Jamaicans.
Caribbeans, Jamaicans.
Okay, so
yeah.
the Caribbean Jamaicans ran black culture.
Yeah,
in
from
Great
circa
Britain.
2000, 2010.
Yeah,
For a long
longer than
decade.
that.
Yeah,
bro.
longer
From
than
like
that.
the 80s.
Oh yeah, true. I'm talking about
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when I was noticing it.
Yeah.
For like a good decade and a bit.
Okay, and then African.
yeah, so it makes sense why Jamaicans will run the whole scene because Africans in England, in terms of population, were not that much. Remember, a lot of the people that came to come and build Britain, yes, there was a percentage of Africans, but there were more from the Caribbean. So it made more sense. It made more sense that um it made more sense that the people who have the majority of the population in a black demographic will run that culture. Hence why Jamaicans, Caribbean ran the culture in terms of music and stuff. And so no problems with that. But you find that after 2000s, more Africans started coming. And so that's where the stigma also came because before there were Caribbeans, and because also Caribbeans didn't know necessarily who Africans were and the culture was not in there, it made sense why they will be shaming Africans. And so as the population of Africans started coming up and with more Africans, more artists came on, more African culture in terms of Nigerian culture started spreading with music and stuff. Hence why the uprising in African culture or Nigerian music. But also right now it makes more sense why Afrobeats is on the high because there's a larger demographic of Africans in terms of most African countries than there will be of Caribbean now. So it makes sense, right? So let's carry on.
Come on,
Yeah.
and are the Jamaicans taking a back seat?
I wouldn't say
And be
they've-
honest, don't be
backseat.
polite.
No,
about
I wouldn't say they've taken a back seat, but I would definitely say
They're taking a back.
no, not even
Yeah,
necessarily. More so taking a back seat, not by choice.
Oh shit!
I feel like the Nigerians have just like
force fed it.
force-fed the
Yeah,
nation.
yeah.
There's way too many.
This is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
there's
Son, you had a
Wow.
thing. You had
there's way too many Nigerians that came from the 2000s up to now. And so because Nigerians tend to like that culture, they tend to like that music, they started listening to more Nigerian music around. And so if you had Nigerian fans, you'll be more influenced by where they come from. And so that is what culture would do. And so it started changing. It's not necessarily that Jamaicans have stopped. It's just the influx of immigrants because the UK needed migrants to come and work had made it in such a way where as the migrants came in, they came in with that culture. And so that influenced.
there was a clip where you were talking about Nigerians just speak so poetically in terms of like anger and hate.
Oh yeah, that's what he was saying.
I'm gonna try and skip that bit and maybe go for something else. All right. All right.
for the multicultural.
Really?
Yeah,
Black
man.
girlfriend effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came
You're
in,
into that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Meghan
She
Markle's
came
fine
in.
as
What's the
fuck,
black
so.
girlfriend? They just come in and start fighting?
Nah, bro. You guys
She
don't know
did
about
wild
black
some
girlfriend
shit up.
effect.
She-
Yeah, she just.
Wait,
she
what
ran-
is the black girlfriend effect? This
Oh,
is
you man don't
You
know
just
about this.
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah,
clean
he-
shape up.
Nah,
His
I believe that.
Yeah.
Nah, I
Glows
believe that,
up, bro.
actually.
Yeah, I
believe
like that.
Glows
I
the
like
fuck up.
that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time.
Did these guys hear what Andrew just said? Did they hear what Andrew just said? Look at them. Let me not give him props, but he's good at trolling. He's good at feeding stereotypes, right? And these guys, I'm not sure they even heard what he was saying, right? This guy said, he even made it worse. This guy threw black women under the bus. And these guys didn't do anything to stand up against, which is what they've been doing for the last 14 minutes of this show. They get thrown punches and they have no stance, right? This guy here just said the black wife effect or black girlfriend effect is not really happening. So he's basically trashing black women and saying they don't do any effect, or the effect that they have is so negative that the white men start losing their hair, and it's not actually because that they're becoming more stylish. And these guys laughed. Look at them.
That's why they got to shave their
Nah,
hair.
bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow
step,
a beard
they step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
Again, another narrative. He laughs, they just laughing. He just said, perpetrated the stereotype that black women will slap other races or black women are aggressive. These guys laughed. No stunts, no corrections, no, I don't know, no pushback. They just laughed.
That's hilarious. I think the black girlfriend.
He's just having fun. He's liking it. He's loving it.
Like, it might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective.
Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
There we go. They now, right here. This is before they answer. Right here, they know they've been set up. See, the smiles are not there anymore. Look, they know they've been set up, and they have to be careful with their answers, right? They have to be careful with their answers. But I also want them to speak up with their mind, right? But this is insane.
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look. He wanted to say something. This guy saved his brother. We love them all. Now, if you're listening to this, the way they've been passive with the comments Andrew has been making, do you think, does it sound like they love the women that they're talking about? I don't think so.
Really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gives
There we go. Someone just said that means white, and they all laughed. This guy included himself into the conversation.
He's
Hey, let me get a US translation.
Kendrick fans? Get him!
We love them
Yeah,
all.
that's Royal English for white.
Guys, we added a second and third shows.
July 26th and 27th. Thanius, it's in Dumbo. 28J.
All right, guys. That is all for my reaction. That's enough for me. I don't want to hear anymore. I think that was enough just to give you a point and a stance as to why sometimes black women feel like they're not protected, right? Because people, I mean, we can have our own disagreements as black people, right? But as men, you can't let people from other races who do not know these black women, right? Who do not interact on a daily basis with them, come and tell you these stereotypes and you just sit and accept them. Even if they are true, you have a duty to your own people, right? You have to represent your own people. Now, it doesn't take the accountability part away from the black women, but you have to be able to stun and let them not make such comments, and they laugh because they're basically laughing at our women. And if you're laughing, you're basically falling into sort of the construct that has been put in already, right? And so for me, I understand why the outrage they've been getting, they have had it, right? Because this is insane. They've said nothing, contributed nothing to the conversation, no pushback, no criticism, nothing. And they shut up and took it all. Unbelievable. Be careful who you listen to in 2024. But that is the end of my reaction. I don't think these guys will be cancelled. They've grown too much now at this point. But I hope they realize that they've made a mistake and that they should really apologize, because even to me, I will be ashamed hearing this. Right? If I was these two's dads, which I'm not, if I was their friend, I would tell them in their face, bro, you guys, that is not on. But it's the world we live in to 2024. Anyways, I'll leave it there, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Like, comment, let me know what you think in the comment section on my thoughts. And I will see you in another video. We are out. Peace.